Okay, so for making a knee joint, trying to make the gappage and make it fit, we're gonna pretend this is not already cut out. Just pretend it's a solid hot dog. What I do is I'll take my knee, and it doesn't have the channels cut in it yet. Excuse me. But I'll take my knee, and in ZBrush we have something called Inflate. So we would go down to deformation, and we could inflate this. I do it at least by 5. It kind of depends on the scale your model is at. So let's see here. We'll do inflate. Do it by 5. Okay, that changed it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and just pump it up to 10. So now we know that we have this as a, if we see it, we can see that this one's, you know, bigger. I'm gonna pump it up just a little bit more because I kind of just eyeball the gappage. So let me do 10 again. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So we want to have like this shell around our little guy. So now I've got an enlarged knee joint for cutting. This is our original knee. Here's our cutter knee. Another thing, so you would just Boolean cut this, but another thing you can also do is make sure you duplicate this. And if you want to make a locking joint, I just added little nubs. And I'm gonna put this on the curve as round as it'll be, and I'm just gonna rotate it 20 degrees each time. Duplicate 20 degrees, duplicate 20 degrees. Okay, so now that we have all of those, that will be the surface of which this rotates on. So I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to merge all of these down. And I'm going to Dynamesh them together by going down here and clicking Dynamesh. I'm going to smooth these out. Just so that it's a little bit cleaner. So we now have the range of motion and locks for the upper knee joint. The knee, actually, I have able to extend further. I think I had it go all the way up here, even though I don't think the leg can physically go that high. I usually just do a 90 degree or 45, I guess a 45 degree angle. Then you would turn that into a cutter object. Always make sure you're duplicating your objects before you do a Boolean cut. You gotta make sure they're both Dynameshes. Dynamesh. Dynamesh. In ZBrushCORE, you move your object you want to cut on top of your cutter. So here is our object. We want this to be our cutter, so we're going to change that to a crescent moon. And you'll just hit merge down, and then control drag. We have now made our cutting channels. And this already had cutting channels, so it's, you know, it was already cut. But that's how we would do that. And then you would smooth all this out just a little bit. And that's how you would make that. And you would do the same thing for the bottom of the knee. You would take your inflated knee joint. I like to zoom out and get this circle as lined up with a circle here. We would duplicate it, rotate it 20 degrees. Duplicate it, rotate it 20 degrees. I just do 20 because that's just a random number that I picked. I'm sure you could do it in like increments of 15, but I want there to be enough spacing between these so that if it wanted to lock, it can. We will merge all of those down together. Now we have to smooth it all out. And remember, we did this with our inflated knee joint. So this means that the inflated areas are going to have enough space for our uninflated areas. And then I would go find the shin piece. Oh, oops, it's all sideways. might have rotated that at the wrong angle. I did, because I had my canvas facing the wrong way. Oops. This is why we duplicate everything. Wait, did I do it wrong? Yes, I did do it wrong. So we're going to go back to our knee. We actually want to rotate it. I'm going to move it just a little right there. This way by 20. By 20. By 20. And then by 20. And this is why you want to have a pretty good wall thickness. Okay, duplicate that in case I mess it up. Merge all of them down. Fuse them as a Dynamesh object. You can do that by holding Control and dragging, or you can click on the Dynamesh button. Smooth it out just a little bit so that's not so rough. We're gonna make this a cutter. I'm gonna duplicate it in case I mess up. We're gonna get our shin, pretending it doesn't already have this cut in here. And we are going to make sure that is a solid. This is a cutter. This needs to be a Dynamesh. Dynamesh. This needs to be a Dynamesh. It's already a Dynamesh. And then we're gonna just merge your solid onto your cutter. Control drag, and now it is cut. And you just gently clean that up by holding shift. And that's how you would make your cuts. So now if you go back to your original knee, you can see that this is the inflated knee. Where's my original knee? I think it's right here. Yeah, you can see that there is now a gap between these. And then I would cut the channel through here, but I have already done that. And when you're cutting channels through your knees, you want them to be as up and down as possible. You want the channel to be as straight as possible because it's better for your joints. It'll make your doll less kicky. So hopefully that helps. And that's how I do it. And I'll make a more in-depth tutorial while I'm actually sculpting a doll, but hopefully that gets it across. Thanks for watching.